In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make the errors in your Express API consistent and predictable for your consumers by going from this to this, using a centralized error handling middleware that uses custom HTTP errors. See, if you've built an API with Express before, you've probably relied on the framework's out-of-the-box error handling middleware that automatically catches runtime errors to prevent the app from crashing. Although quite useful when your app is at an early stage of development, this default handler shows its limits when it comes to building real-world APIs that must be capable of handling multiple types of errors in different ways, like for example responding to the client with different status codes and error messages according to context, or logging these errors into a file. By default, this middleware will log the error in the console and respond to the client with a default HTTP 500 containing the error's stack trace in the HTML format. Now, the problem with this type of API response is that it's too generic and rather unusable for the clients consuming your API, as it forces them to parse the HTML in order to guess what really happened on the server. A better approach, therefore, consists in overriding the default Express middleware so that we can control both what's included in the HTTP responses and what's written into the console or a log file. Quick interruption, guys. If you're new to backend development with Node.js and want to actually start shipping instead of just guessing, you can check out now my free 7-day email course that will teach you how to easily build your first command line interface and API app in just 7 days. The link is in the description below. Alright, now back to the video. To illustrate how this works, we'll use a basic Express server that implements a post-login route that allows a user to log in using an email password pair, and that either responds with an HTTP 400 if the provided credentials are invalid, an HTTP 200 containing an access token if the credentials match, or an HTTP 404 if they don't. Now, the first step towards implementing an API that responds in a consistent and predictable manner when something goes wrong is to implement a custom error class that will serve two purposes. First, to provide an easy way to define HTTP errors that's mapped to the right status code and error message. And second, to act as a generic wrapper for various errors, including third-party module errors, logical errors, runtime errors, and so on. So let's create a new error class named HTTP error, and within it define a list of errors identified by an explicit error code that maps to an object that contains the status code of the HTTP response, and a short client-facing message that explains the error in plain English. Then let's implement a constructor method that takes as parameters an error code and an optional value used to provide additional information on the developer's end about the error, like the body of the request that caused the API call to get rejected, or the message property of a runtime error. Finally, let's import this error class into the server's module. Now, to override the default error handling middleware provided by Express, all we have to do is mount this special middleware function to the server instance after all the other routes and mounts that takes 4 parameters instead of 3, where the first parameter contains the error object thrown by the application. Within this function, let's first standardize all errors by converting the error parameter into an instance of the HTTP error class. Then, let's log the error into the console in a format that is easy to filter and parse using command line utilities like grep. And finally, let's respond to the client with a standardized HTTP response in the JSON format using the status code and the reason message present in the HTTP error instance caught by the middleware. Within the server's post endpoint, let's now replace the calls to the sendStatus method by instances of the HTTP error class that will be handled by our custom error handling middleware and automatically converted into valid HTTP error responses. Let's then open a new terminal window, launch the web server, and in a second terminal window, test that the middleware behaves as expected by first sending a request with an invalid message body, to which the server successfully responds with an HTTP 400 invalid email or password, and by sending a second request with a non-existent email password pair, to which the server successfully responds with an HTTP 404 user not found. Finally, if we switch back to the first terminal window the server was launched from, we can see that the error handling middleware successfully logged each error in an easily parsable format. And here it is for today, guys. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and to visit learnbackend.dev to get your free 7-day Node.js starter kit today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Cheers!